Hi, Collective. It's Intuitive Pisces Moon, and I'm here today to give you a full moon reading. We do have the full moon coming up on February 24th, and it is a full moon in Virgo. So I just want to tap into that energy and see what we have going on for this full moon. I do hope that everyone is doing well today. All right. So let's get into these cards first because we're just going to read a more specific message on what this full moon is bringing to us. So, this period in the cycle of the moon marks the successful completion of a material project. The result of all of your hard work is now visible for all to see, and your business acumen is appreciated by others. A financially beneficial outcome is indicated at this time. The success of a project is now completely assured, and if you can modestly take it in your stride rather than gloat, you will make a more favorable impression on others. I love that. That is beautiful. Okay, let's read what the Moonology deck has to say. So it does say that you are good enough. Okay, and what I find interesting about that before I read is I have a perpetual calendar that I flip every day, and it's reversible, and it's basically a quote a day. So today's quote says, "Nothing holds you back more than your own insecurities." Okay? So this is the day before the full moon as I'm recording this, but it fits very, very well with what we're reading on. So let's get into this full moon in Virgo. It's time to be really honest with yourself and understand what's led you to ask your question. Have you been humble to the point of being self-effacing? Humility is good, but it can go too far. And drawing this card suggests that you may be underrating yourself. You don't have to be flash, just quietly certain that you are good enough. At the other end of the scale, you also need to honestly answer the question that have you been too picky? The full moon in Virgo card needs some truthful answers. Once you've given them, it should be easier to see how you got where you are. Your next step should be more obvious to you. Pay attention to the details. Hard work brings results. So, to attune to the moon, you can find balance between the cosmic and the mundane in your daily life. That's the balance of it all. Worrying too much will attract more things to worry about. So, that is all in your mental head space. So, it's all about positive thinking. So, if you think negatively, you're going to draw negatively in your life. The true is also correct about the opposite. Think positively and you draw positive things in your life. Have you been overly critical? An apology may be in order. Stop second guessing yourself. Raise your karma by doing something good for someone else. The full moon in Virgo is time to declutter your life, your home, and your office. It's time to sort what's good in your life from what's not serving you. It's also the time to clear out your energies via salt baths and meditations, and to practice getting more grounded by walking barefoot. No matter when you draw this card, it's a reminder that any time is a good time to start living a healthier life. All right, there you have it. All right. So that is just kind of the starting point for this reading. Okay, just to kind of get an idea of what goes behind this full moon. Now, I also have 4 questions that we're going to get into. And the first one is going to be this one. And it is, what do you need to let go of? So, what needs to be released? All right. So, we pulled this card, which is 14 Scepter. The Saturn-Venus combination in this mansion produces both a keen ambition and a desire to obtain a position of responsibility in life. Both Venus and Saturn are possessive planets and together are usually concerned with material gain and achievement. Conjoined in the sign of Virgo in this mansion, they also indicate an element of perfectionism. If this card is drawn, you have a desire to rise above your station in life. You crave recognition and respect in a traditional sense and wish to be viewed as a pillar of society. This card reminds you that To achieve such a position, you generally have to employ a significant amount of good planning and forethought. So this was in the what you need to let go. So maybe in the past, what we had dealt with was relating to, how to obtain things in the physical world. And maybe if we were going about it the wrong way, we didn't plan and, do things that way. So maybe that's what we need to release, is just kind of the winging it, mentality. All right. I'm going to pull some tarot to see what else can go along with what we need to release. So let's see what we have here with this full moon in Virgo. What do we need to release? Okay, Eight of Swords. So that's mental prison. That again goes right back to everything that we were talking about previously about, your thoughts. Your thoughts are everything. So we're not getting tripped up on negative thinking, which brings negativity into our lives. We're releasing that now. Okay, we realize the power of our thoughts, and we are moving positively towards the future because we know that our thoughts are basically what creates our world. You think it, and it shows up. All right, what else? What else are we releasing in this full moon? Ace of Cups. I don't know why I would want to release that, but that is a new beginning in love. Maybe some of us are putting love on the back burner while we focus on material things. So that could go a multitude of ways. I will let you all use your discernment on how your life is going. Not going to speculate as to that at all. Okay. And then I want to get a goddess oracle for each question as well. And at the end, we'll get you some affirmations. Oh, there we go. So we got siege, quiet time. Take some time alone to rest, meditate, and contemplate. All right, let's read about that. So this is telling you that you may need to go on a retreat, listen more and talk less, avoid loud noise and sounds, meditate, surrender mind chatter to heaven. Know that you're more sensitive to noise now. Okay. So again, that could also go back to this Eight of Swords that I'm seeing, because again, that is very much like a mental prison. So this, in the traditional tarot, shows a person who is bound and surrounded by swords. And the meaning of the card is the feeling trapped. Okay. Now, in reality, it is more of a mental prison because there's swords, and swords in the tarot stands for, mental things. So what I'm seeing here too is that it is maybe time we're getting out of that energy, and now we're going within and taking our own personal quiet time. Maybe this is the opinions of others, all these swords, and or in the past, you have allowed them to put you in some sort of mental prison. Okay. So let's see what else we have here. The Gnostic goddess Siege is considered to be the great silence or void from which all creation sprang. Siege reminds us that words create duality, and that in silence we find our true origin and self. Quiet is omnipresent power that gives birth to wisdom, just as the Gnostics hold that Siege is the mother of Sophia, the goddess of wisdom. Siege teaches that our roots are in silent void of the universe, and that it's important for us to reconnect with silence regularly. Okay, I love that. So again, going back to everything, that's also about meditation. Okay. So we are now releasing our mental prisons, keeping our thoughts positive. Beautiful energy. Okay, so the next question is transformation. So how do we reach our full potential? And this one came out, which is visitor, number 7. Pleasure loving Venus denotes comfort and security in relationships, while unsettling Uranus signifies sudden and unexpected events that move us out of familiar, tried and trusted methods or routines. When these two planets conjoin, there are bound to be surprises all around and unusual occurrences, especially in the area of relationships. If you draw this card, it indicates that a new or unexpected social contact, or relationship will be formed that has a bearing on the matter in question. A hand of friendship will be or has been offered from a most unlikely quarter. This card can also signify an attraction to someone who is not the sort of person that you would usually choose to socialize with. Okay. And again, with that previous question on what we need to let go of and the Ace of Cups, now that I'm seeing this card, I actually am relating it to what we need to release. Now, this one did say that we need to let go of kind of our traditional or standard views of relationships and that sort of thing. So that could also be what this relates to, is maybe somebody's going to come into your life and it may not be your quote unquote typical type, but you may talk to somebody, get to know them a little more, find out that you have a lot more in common than you initially thought, and that makes you attracted to them, even if at first you weren't initially attracted to them. Okay. Or it might not be the type of person. Let's get into like social statuses or religious status. Excuse me, religious or political statuses, whatever it is that you focus on in relationships and what you search for. This is saying that you may come across somebody that is more compatible with you than you realize at first, and to give it a chance. And it could be way more beneficial than you initially anticipated or thought. Okay, let's get some tarot. What is transforming in order to reach our full potential with this new moon? What is transforming? We have the 10 of Cups. So, yes, oh my goodness. Again, this is our idea of happiness and fulfillment. You know, maybe we are changing our views on what it is that makes us truly happy and fulfills us in love. Okay? Maybe in the past, you preferred a certain type because it fulfilled you or you thought it did. Maybe it could have been based on old belief systems or old ideals. And now that we're, changing that and getting out of this kind of mentality of things, now we're seeing that there are way more fish in the sea, if I don't just pigeonhole this one type of individual that's my quote unquote type. Okay, that's what I'm getting with this. All right, let's get one more. What are we transforming in this full moon? The Two of Swords. Yep. So Two of Swords is typically about being blindfolded, failing to see the truth, unable to see the truth. So I'm seeing that that could have been, again, what was holding us back in the past. So maybe something was blindfolding us, and I'm leaning towards belief systems. Okay, so again, we were raised that if you're Catholic, you must marry another Catholic. It has to be that way. But you're starting to realize that your idea of happiness is different than maybe what your family raised you as. I don't necessarily feel that I have to marry someone who is Catholic. Even if I am now more open to seeing all types of individuals and whatever their beliefs are, with the understanding that, I don't have to convert them. I don't have to make them believe what I believe. Maybe even what I believe is not even what I believe anymore. Maybe what I grew up believing was true, was what my parents wanted me to do, or my ancestors, or whatever. And now you're realizing that that's not necessarily what you want for yourself. So you're breaking free of that. All right, that is beautiful. Let's see what advice we have from our goddesses here. What's being transformed in order to reach our full potential? We have Athena, so inner wisdom. You know what to do, trust your inner wisdom, and take appropriate action without delay. Okay, let's read on that one. Okay. So stop procrastinating. Stop giving away your power to others. Trust your gut. Don't second guess yourself. You are correct. Notice recurring ideas and take action on them. Okay. So going back to what I said with the stop procrastinating and stop giving away your power to others. This right here, Eight of Swords, is what I said. These are other people's opinions or other people's ideas of how you should live your life. And if it's putting you in a mental prison and making you feel trapped, that's what we're breaking out of. Okay. We're seeing that our ideals in love and what a happy family is different maybe than what other people think it should be. And we're breaking out of that. We're transforming that. Okay. Athena is a powerful and wise Grecian goddess who oversees and protects those who call upon her. She's the daughter of Zeus, and her power animals are white owls and black pigeons. Although Athena is a warrior goddess, she does battle with wits instead of weapons. You can call upon her for resolving disputes and also for protection. In addition, Athena helps with creative projects such as writing, arts, and crafts. Okay, very nice. So let's get to the next question, which is illumination. What is coming to light now? And we got this one, which is guru, number 27. Okay. The deep emotional moon in conjunction with the high aspiring Neptune can signify inspiration or escapism in this most spiritual of signs, Pisces. Often, this combination of planets can denote withdrawal from the world of reality, perhaps by taking drugs. The moon in the mansion signifies creative inspiration on a very high level in which fantasy and reality can, for a while, become one. If you draw this card, you may have the desire to escape from a difficult situation or simply take a little time out to get your head together. Oh, wow. That's great too, because that was basically what she was saying was, you need quiet time and, escape. Again, I'm going back to the old belief systems, the old ideals, the basically opinions of others. Okay. We are escaping that because it is not how we want to live our lives and it doesn't serve us and our highest good. Okay, let's get some tarot. So, illumination, what is coming to light now? King of Wands. Okay, that can stand for an actual person. So, this is a masculine energy, very strong, passionate, takes a stand. He gets what he wants. He's a go-getter. This could also be energy that you are going in. So if you happen to be more a feminine than a masculine, we do have a balance of both within ourselves, but maybe we're leaning more on our masculine side to get stuff done. You know what I'm saying? But again, this could also represent a person. So maybe this person was somebody that, again, your kind of old ideals would not have allowed you to be with, or they weren't part of your normal type. Okay. Let's see what else we have for transformation. Oh, I'm sorry, we're in illumination. What's coming to light now? Okay. Queen of Cups. So that is feminine energy, and that is very strong intuition, in their feelings more than their headspace, but they're very nurturing, very watery energy. So we have fire and water here. Okay. We also have air on the table. Pisces was mentioned in Virgo, so if anybody cares about that kind of stuff. But this could be a couple, Again, with the types. This could be if you're a masculine, maybe you never went for the types of females that were this way. Intuitive, emotionally intelligent, nurturing, maybe you meant or went more for a strong, more masculine type of female, or vice versa. Take that as it resonates, because people watching here I know are male, female, and because we all have a balance in both, maybe this is something that within us we are creating harmony together. Maybe the feminine in us is becoming more intuitive, emotionally stable, nurturing, but also we are taking on the strong, fiery masculine energy of getting stuff done and, going towards what we want with passion, with that fire and that passion. Okay? So take that as it resonates. Could be actual people or just the balance of masculine and feminine within yourself. Okay? Let's see what we have with goddess advice. What goddess has advice for this pile under illumination? What is coming to light now? All right. We have Ixchel. I don't even know how to pronounce that, and I apologize. Medicine woman, you are a channel for divine healing power. All right. Beautiful energy there. Let's read on that one. That is so funny because that thing kept falling out of this hand before I started recording, and I kept putting it back in there. And then it stayed for the longest time. And now, as I'm about to read this, it's fallen out again. So maybe that is an omen to somebody. Okay, so you're a healer. You're being healed. The situation and or your loved one is being healed. Honor your healing knowledge and abilities. Learn about healing. Teach the healing arts. Start or continue your healing practice. Now, this is about what's coming to light now and illuminating in your life. So with this full moon, maybe some of you are realizing that that is something that you wish to pursue as a profession. Maybe you are going to do something in the healing arts. Okay. All right, here it gives you a pronunciation. So it is E-shell or Ishel. That's how you pronounce that. E-shell or Ishel. Ishel has been revered since ancient times as the Mayan moon goddess who, with her husband, the sun god, gave birth to all of the other Mayan gods. As the embodiment of the moon, Ishel is intimately connected to the tides of the water. She believes to control rainflow and all aspects of water. In fact, she's called Lady Rainbow, as her essence is infused in the water droplet prisms that create rainbows. As a mother goddess, Ishel helps with fertility and childbirth. She's also a powerful healer who remembers the origin of human life upon the planet. She can connect you to your foundational roots as a spiritual healer. Okay, there you go. So this is a goddess that you can call upon if this is something that you are looking into getting into. All right. And then the last question that we have is a divine message from the universe. And this is the card we pulled here. It is Rebel, number 25. Rebel or rebel. Either it's an action or a noun. Either you're rebelling or you are a rebel. Let's see what it says. Uranus and Mercury, conjoined in Aquarius, produce an aspect that cares very little for rules and tradition. This card reveals that traditional ideas and old-fashioned views that have outlived their usefulness must be revised and updated. It is essential for the sake of progress to find new ways of looking at things and new ways of working. If this card is drawn, there is a potential for exponentially bright thinking that produces sparks of genius. It indicates a powerful devotion to a cause. You are certain that your position is correct no matter how out on a limb you seem to others. You must be prepared to act totally out of character to achieve your intended aims. Wow. Okay. Well, that really does go along with everything else that we've said in this whole reading. So, breaking out of old habits, old ways of thinking, and that's what we're doing. So, you're both a noun and a verb. You are rebelling and you are a rebel. So your family members may not agree with what you're doing. If you do want to be a healer, maybe that is something that they don't see as like quote unquote real work, or whatever the case. Like, oh, that's not a real job. You're not going to make money doing that. They may even try to talk you out of it, persuade you to go get some normal job somewhere, or pursue a relationship that's in this box, when you're like, no, 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 there's a whole ocean of fish out there. I don't want to just pick from this little pond. I want the whole ocean as a choice and what options I have in front of me. So that's what I'm seeing with this. Let's get some tarot on it. So this is advice or a divine message from the universe. A divine message from the universe. We have 7 of Cups. Yes. This is about options. You have so many options. Why limit yourself to this one cup when there's a multitude of options out there? Okay? I love that came up because it perfectly fits with this. All right, what else? What other messages, divine messages, do we have from the universe? Temperance. Yep. So I find this interesting because this card is about balance. It's also the card of Sagittarius. It's about taking the middle road, not going to any one extreme or the other, finding balance. Now, that kind of seems to go against the rebelling, because in rebelling, you are not just accepting the middle road. You're going to one extreme or the other, okay? And you're doing it in your own way. So maybe what this card is saying is that yes, you're rebelling, and yes, you're breaking out of some, we'll call it ancestral curse. It could be a multitude of things that's holding you back or has been holding you back in the past, but you're going forth with a more balanced mentality. I'm seeing it as that, okay? So you're no longer in this mental prison that you feel trapped in from other people's opinions and other people's ideas of what it is that you should be doing with your life, or who you should be dating, or whatever the case. People always got some kind of opinions about what you should be doing with your life, when theirs is probably a freaking train wreck, okay? So pay attention to who's giving you advice and who does it serve. Does this advice that's being given to you serve them and not you? So you're self-sacrificing in order to fit their ideals of what you should be? Or are you going your own way, doing things for yourself because it's what you truly feel in your heart you want to do, need to do, and should do? Okay? You have to ignore these naysayers, because so many of them have such a limited mentality on how things should work, because they're in those still previous old belief systems. So I say to you, just be very careful about A, who you keep around you, and B, who you let influence your life. Okay? Again, there are just unfortunately a lot of people out there that have something to say, but there's nothing coming out of their mouth. I don't know why that reminded me of Eminem. I don't know. There must be a song out there that he sang that went that way. Yeah, there is. It's in my mind. It's a fast rap, and I'm not even going to attempt. I think it's Forgot About Dre. But anyways, I think in that song that it references you kind of doing your own thing. All right. Tangent. All right, let's get a goddess advice for this one. Let's see what we have here. All right. Well, we got 3. I don't know if you want me to read all 3, but we have Mother Mary, expect a miracle. Have faith that your prayers have been heard and are being answered. Rhiannon, sorceress, you are a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality. And Dana, high priestess, you have divine knowledge that can help others through your spiritual teaching. Okay, so maybe some of you, going back to the healers, are looking to be a spiritual teacher, you know? So I'm going to read all of them because I think they all are very relevant. Let's start with Dana. Okay. So lead workshops, write books or articles, look for opportunities to teach, be a role model of peace, honor your divinity, know that you are a leader. Dana is one of the most ancient of Celtic goddesses, extended to the pre Gaelic times of Ireland when the Tuatha De Dananns, which means the children of Dana, followed her as their creator mother goddess when the Gaelics invaded Ireland. The Tuatha De Dananns transformed themselves into leprechauns as they remain today. Dana, who also known as Danu or Danu, is extremely powerful and magical. She can help you with manifestation, alchemy, and divine magic. She can also introduce you to the elemental kingdom, especially the leprechauns. All right, so anybody want to talk to some leprechauns? Call upon High Priestess Dana. It's almost St. Patrick's Day. We're getting close, so those leprechauns are going to be coming out soon, looking for those pots of gold. I don't know why. Funny times. Okay. Let's get into Mother Mary. It just reminds me of the Leprechaun the movie, which is just ridiculously funny horror. I love funny horror. I don't know if anybody else is in that boat, but if it has comedy and it has horror, that's for me. Okay, let's read on that. Let go of worrisome thoughts. Keep your thoughts positive. Notice and follow any divine guidance that you may receive. Pray and engage in spiritual healing. She's a beloved mother of Christ who's known as the Queen of the Angels for her ongoing and miraculous healing work. Mary works closely with anyone who is a child advocate, teacher, or healer. She loves the children and is devoted to making the world a safe and happy place for them. If you'd like to help children, ask Mother Mary for a divine assignment. All right. I'm going to go off on a tangent here for a minute because as I was reading this, it reminded me of the dream I had last night. And it was so strange. And I wrote it in my journal as soon as I woke up because I was like, why did I dream this? It's just such a strange dream. So back in the day, I used to drive a school bus long time ago. Okay. And I do often dream of driving a school bus again. Okay. I didn't even do it for that long. It was just kind of a blip in my life, just something I did at the time. Okay. Maybe a year or two. That was about all I did. Now, in this dream, I was given a new route. And normally, when you're given a new route, they give you a piece of paper and it shows you all the stops. So it gives you even the order of the stops. It says, okay, at 7:02 a.m., you're going to do this one first. Then by the next stop, it'll be 7:05 a.m. and you're going to go to this stop. Then 7:09 a.m., you'll be at this stop. And it goes on and on and on. And they have you do the dry run to make sure that you can make those times. They actually create those times from a dry run that they do during the summer, which is just saying, okay, yes, we can do this in this amount of time, okay, and get the kids to school on time, blah, blah, blah. And then those times are then translated to the parents. And then to make sure that their kids arrive at the bus stops on time. All right. Now, anyways, sorry. Going back to the dream. I was given this new route and I was not given any paper or dry run. So I was at the school and I had to pull the bus forward and, open my doors and put the gate out, turn the lights on. That's basically signaling that no traffic can go through. The gate's out, the lights are flashing red. Kids are now boarding or unboarding. That's what that means. The kids all got on and I wasn't driving anymore. Some other person was driving and I was kind of sitting in like the first seat, like behind where the driver is. And all the kids were on the bus with me. And the person driving just started driving. And I remember asking, do you guys know where to go? Because I don't have a sheet that says where I'm supposed to go. And I didn't get to do a dry run on this. And they're just like, yeah, we know where to go. Okay, fine. So she starts pulling away. And Within minutes, just barely getting off the school property, she drives the whole bus full of kids into a lake. And I remember grabbing her. For some reason, I grabbed her and jumped out of the bus before that happened. So I saved myself and I saved her. Then I'm sitting here staring at the lake like dumbfounded, going, wow, this driver that I just saved drove those kids into the lake. And she immediately was like, oh no, and jumped to go help save them. And then I was right behind. And I was in that water. All I could see was hands reaching towards me. And I was grabbing hands, as many hands as I could, saving these kids, pulling them out of the water. And I was bringing them over to the shore. In the meantime, nobody's called 911 because I'm more worried about saving the kids. And I get onto the shore and I'm like, okay, all the kids are out. Now I'm going to call 911. And I call and I said, you got to get here. And the lady was like, your reception's really bad. I can't understand you. So I hung up and I said, you know what? I'm going to go check in the bus. Maybe there's still some kids left in the bus. Bus is at the bottom of the lake. I swim down there. I get in the bus. And weirdly enough, the bus is not full of water. It's pretty dry. And there's about 3 to 4 girls in there. And these are like teenage girls, okay? And I'm like, come on, we have to go. This bus is probably about to fill up with water. You know, you could die. And they're like, just leave us. We don't want to go. And I was like, no. And I yanked them all and I saved their butts and I put them on the shore. I'm like, you're not going to die on my watch, basically. And then I called 911 again from the shore. And she was able to understand me. And I said, look, lady on the phone, I got all the kids out of the water, out of the bus. You just might want to get somebody down here to address the kids and stuff like that, you know, or pull that bus out of that lake, you know, whatever you want to do. And that was so strange to me. But anyways, this went back to this story because it was just so strange that I would dream about something like that, you know, like somebody else drove these kids into the lake and I felt it was my duty to go save them, like my civic duty. And so I did it without even thinking. I didn't care. All right. End of rant. Sorry. It's not a rant. It was just a dream. So, all right, let's move on. That to me was the calling of maybe you need to work with kids, you know. All right. Let's get to Rhiannon, the sorceress. Have absolute faith that your dream is manifested. Make a clear decision. Put your energy into manifesting your dreams. Know that you deserve to receive good. When you win, others win too. Keep your thoughts focused on your desire and away from fear. Rhiannon is the lunar Welsh goddess's name, which means the Great Queen, as she serves important functions, including being the muse of inspiration for poets, artists, and royalty. She lovingly carries souls from Earth to the afterlife plane upon her trusty white horse, helping them adjust to the transition of their life after death. A shapeshifter, Rhiannon can appear to you as an animal, a bird, or a song. Call upon her for help with manifesting spirit connections, transitions, or artistic inspiration. Okay. Very nice. All right. So let's get some affirmations to close this reading up. This has been a beautiful read so far. Okay. When I'm patient, I let the universe do for me what I cannot do for myself. When I'm grateful for what I have, I can feel good along the way to what I desire. Each time I choose to tune into spirit, guidance of the highest truth shows up for me. All right. Sorry, one fell on the floor. When I cultivate a spiritual connection, I can trust the universe no matter what. Feeling good will bring me far more than whatever I thought I needed. Yeah. So the with the what I thought I needed, again, that's about those limited belief systems that you're getting rid of. You thought you wanted one thing, but now you're realizing that you're not going to pigeonhole yourself. I accept that good things come easily. I am a super attractor. Okay, that's working with the universe to flow effortlessly. I am patient, knowing that whatever is of the highest good is coming to me. Beautiful energy there. Yep. And then that's sitting right over here on all this strong feminine energy, expecting a miracle. So, whatever it is that you are getting into and breaking out of, you are supported by the universe. Okay. So, again, if you have those people in your life that don't support you, it's time to say goodbye to those people, even if they're family. Sorry to say. But sometimes we have to walk away from what doesn't serve us, and it may be a temporary thing. You know what? Maybe you will withdraw your energy, you'll go on your own path, and you won't talk to certain family members for a while, or friends, or whatever it is. And then maybe down the line, they see how great you are at what you're doing and how much you are providing your beautiful energy and service to society and improving the well-being of others. And maybe they'll change their mind. And you know what? Maybe they won't. We're going to keep hope in our hearts for those that we just wish will change their mind at some point, but we're not going to make anybody change, because again, that's not how this works. We're not going to force our beliefs on others, even though others believe that they can do that to you. We're not going to play their same dirty game. Okay? You've risen above that BS and you no longer want it in your life. You're going and venturing out on your own, doing your own thing, realizing what it is that you want for yourself and your life, your relationships, and your family. And love. Okay? So that's all I have for you today with this full moon in Virgo reading. I do hope you enjoyed it. And I am looking forward to seeing, all of this coming to light. It's glorious. So thank you so much again for joining me today. And I do hope that you have a wonderful and happy day with health, wealth, abundance, joy, and as always, love. Keep in mind that I'm a beacon of light here to help guide you through the darkness. All right, everybody. Thank you so much again for joining me. Take care, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.